From this unreleased Grimace brickhead to this cursed animal farm from the 80s, Lego can be pretty weird. So let's go through the most peculiar sets out there, starting with the Lego splitting face. This is one mind-blowing creation by the Lego legend Nathan Sawaya. I mean, this dude is a genius when it comes to building with bricks, if you know what I mean. You won't even believe how he managed to sculpt a perfect human form with all those defined muscles and realistic proportions. Seriously, I mean, this is a Lego masterpiece for sure, and it's pure magic. It all comes together beautifully, making it one impressive and cohesive work of art. But with all that aside, of course, it is pretty weird. I mean, it's gonna have to be on the list here. I mean, look at this thing. It is pretty weird. But is it as weird as this one? And that is the Lego giant spider. I mean, there's this massive spider creation that's got people feeling all kinds of ways. Some might find it creepy as heck, but you gotta admit, at least it's pretty darn incredible too. I mean, this thing after all is gigantic, and it totally captures the freaky vibe of those 8-legged critters that no one really likes. I mean, if I saw a spider in the corner of my room right now, I don't know about you, I'm a freak out. But hey, in reality, they're not even the most aggressive critters out there. There's some pretty scarier animals. But coming in at 28 though is the Lego knitting machine. It's not every day that you stumble upon something this cool and weird at the same time. Well, anyways, feast your eyes on this mind-blowing knitting machine, and guess what? It's made entirely out of Lego pieces too. Can you believe it? It's a weird one, but we'll move on. This is the Lego Realistic Man. Check out this awesome custom-made Lego minifigure by YouTuber North of the Border. I mean, this dude's all about creating tiny nerdy things, and he went all out with this one for sure. I'm not gonna lie, so check him out for sure. He took it upon himself to sculpt his own clay version of a minifigure, and damn, I mean, it's got some crazy detailed texture on the face and clothes. To be honest with you, it's like hyper realistic or something. It looks too good. But here's the thing, the final result is low-key creepy as heck. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really jacking it. But next, it's the Lego NBA figures. I love the NBA, and back in 2003, Lego Sports went all out with their basketball theme, dropping over 20 cool sets on us. They had these generic street player sets and the real deal NBA ones with Lego versions of stars like Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, Vince Carter, and more ballers too. But they didn't just stop at regular sets though. Some of them were full-on basketball play sets where you could just load up the minifigures with a ball and shoot some hoops with spring-loaded pieces. Sounds pretty cool to me. I mean, if I can't play basketball on a rainy day, I'll for sure play with some Legos. And then there were these starter packs with 3 minifigures, a stand, and even trading cards for each one. It was like collecting your dream basketball team, but in Legos. Who wouldn't want that? But here's the best part, all these Lego basketball minifigures had this rad spring feature in their legs, so you can make them jump and shoot hoops just like the pros. It is a little bit weird. I mean, some of them look a little bit creepy. That's not the weirdest on the list, because we're only just getting started. 25 is the Lego Star Wars Sandcrawler set, a bulky brown rectangle that struggles to evoke a sense of wonder associated with traveling to a galaxy far, far away. I mean, this hulking toy's lack of elegance has earned it a somewhat humorous reputation among some fans. I mean, seriously, what is going on here? Look at this thing. But I think this next one is definitely, I know it's low on the list, but it's definitely some of the weirder ones, and it's the Squidward minifigure. The squished 2D nose and mouth typically is what defines his characteristics of his character. They just don't translate well. And look, Lego even attempted to release a reimagined minifigure with a custom 3D face, but even that didn't fix the situation. But going back to Star Wars again, it's the Lego Star Wars Technic R2-D2. While most Lego Technic sets boast impressive features like lighting up and dynamic movements and all these kind of things, they often suffer from a narrow components and minimalist designs, impacting the overall appearance and everything about it, you know? And of course, the Technic R2-D2 unfortunately fell victim to these aesthetic constraints, resulting in a somewhat emaciated representation that might leave fans struggling to even recognize their own beloved astromech droid. Let's just move on. 22 is actually the Lego Town Football Police Unit, featuring police officers equipped in riot gear, seemingly prepared to apprehend what? Football fans? It's pretty weird. It's a weird set for sure. I don't know what's really going on here. I mean, for sure, a rather unconventional combination. I mean, leading many to speculate and think that maybe it might have to be inspired by instances of football hooliganism in Britain. While intriguing as it is, the concept does raise some eyebrows and might be considered a bit dark and insensitive if such assumptions hold true. For Lego, it's for sure weird. 100%. This is another long name, the Lego Technic Stormtrooper 8008. Look, we've already established this earlier that Lego and Star Wars often make for a perfect match. It does the best, we love it, 9 times out of 10 the sets are good, but adapting iconic characters into Technic figures can pose as creative challenges. I mean, look, take for instance the endeavor to transform the classic Star Wars Stormtrooper into a dynamic Lego Technic version capable of marching and moving and doing all sorts of things. The outcome, as seen in the Technic Stormtrooper 8008, is nothing short of intriguing. It looks weird. You can admit it looks pretty weird. Next though is number 20, and that's the Lego Creator Kangaroo. Lego sets often strive to capture realism, at least some of them, but some also embrace a more imaginative approach. And that's where the monthly mini build series, known for its compact sizes, might not always perfectly resemble the subjects or whatever it's a set of, and that's, you know, it's perfectly fine, but it does lead to some weird outcomes sometimes, such as the Kangaroo mini build. It seems to have taken artistic liberties to an extreme, and it leaves us with a triangle shaped creation that barely resembles the iconic Kangaroo. We all love kangaroos here, but let's just move on. Behold, Lego Castle Fright Night's Flying Machine 2539. As a pioneering toy manufacturer, Lego has at times ventured into a realm of boundless imagination, meddling in fantasy and medieval elements with a touch of Halloween in their Fright Night's Flying Machine. While we always do appreciate the creativity that Lego bestows upon us, it's hard to fathom how this transforming vehicle came to even be. Next one though is something that everybody knows. It's the Lego Statue of Liberty. For many enthusiasts, the challenge of assembling complex Lego sets like the Statue of Liberty is an immensely gratifying experience. I mean, it's just so satisfying. I mean, nothing is more satisfying than taking a hard Lego set to build and you build it and it's finally done. I mean, it's just great. However, the finished product might not entirely match the anticipation all the time, and despite its intricacy, the Statue of Liberty appears somewhat underwhelming, almost as if it's melting. This effect stems from the monochromatic color scheme, lacking the depth and dimension typically associated with the iconic landmark that we all know and love. But just like the Statue of Liberty, the next thing that we're going to talk about is something that everybody also knows. It's Lego Jeffrey the Giraffe 40077. Basically, Toys R Us embracing the charm of simplicity, Jeffrey the Giraffe embodies an endearing animal companion exclusive to the brand, and it's tailored for young children, obviously, but it's a great Lego set. With its basic design and a small number of pieces, Jeffrey serves as an entry point into the world of Lego play. However, that means it is essential to note that Jeffrey consists of a head and a neck. Yes, really. Just look at this thing. It's just a little bit weird. He just doesn't have a body. It's just a neck and a head. If you saw this thing staring at you again in night when you're bed, I'm sure you'd be creeped out. Let's just move on. Behold, number 16, Lego Town Square. And it's a combo of 2 totally different sets from 2 totally different eras. Look, picture this. You have a classic Lego set mingling with a modern one, and it's just all over the place. I mean, this thing is just a mess, an absolute mess. Like, imagine seeing knights from the medieval times hanging out with astronauts from the future. Doesn't make sense, does it? It's weird for sure. I don't know who thought about it. I don't know if it sold well, but more power to you if you do love it. But we're back at Star Wars because 15 is Lego Luke Skywalker. Now, let's talk about this larger-than-life Luke Skywalker. I mean, this thing is absolutely massive. But here's the kicker. It's not even made of Lego bricks. Nope, it's this pre-assembled plastic figure that just doesn't quite fit in with the rest of your Lego collection. It's like having a life-size action figure in a room full of tiny toys. And let's be real, minifigures are meant to be cute, compact, and, you know, just small, enjoyable, not towering over you and everything else like a, you know, Goliath. It's an oddball for sure. It doesn't even feel like Lego. Next on the list is the Fabulan set, and boy, does it take you on a trip down a whimsical rabbit hole. Picture this again. Anthropomorphic characters that look like they came straight out of a trippy 70s cartoon or the Beatles' Yellow Submarine movie. I'm not joking. It's got that retro charm to it for sure, which is kind of cool, but at the same time, you can't help but wonder, what the heck on earth is going on here? Look at this thing. These characters have this quirky charm, but it's like trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. This is probably one of the weirder sets. That's why it's higher on the list. Next, though, is something I love, the Lego Luigi and Guido set. Fans weren't too thrilled with this remake, and I totally get why. Check it out. Their hats are just one single Lego piece for both characters. It's like Lego designers were having just a lazy day. They're like, all right, close enough. We'll do that. We'll go to bed after. When you compare these 2 new versions to their older sets, they just look awkward. They lost that classic charm that made them so beloved in the first place. It looks like Lego gave up on this one. And not only does it look more weird, it's just like, come on, Really? You could have done better. 12th though is Lego Little Robots. With Little Robots, it honestly looks like they just plain missed the mark big time on this one. It's like the creators of this one just whipped up a rough draft and they just ran with it. They didn't try to do any edits, not bothering to fine tune the design at all. Does it really look like a robot to you? It's weird for sure. Next on the list is the Krusty Krab set from SpongeBob SquarePants, as we all know, and at first glance it might seem like a dream come true for any fan. The front of the Krusty Krab looks crusty as ever, and you're all excited to recreate iconic scenes from the show. It looks pretty cool to start, but then that's when the disappointment finally hits you like a falling anchor, or like a giant wrecking ball from the sky just comes down, crushes you, and that's when you turn the set around and it's like a facade. There's nothing at the back, no grills to flip patties, no cash register to take any orders, and even Squidward is missing in action. It's like Lego built a half-hearted Krusty Krab. Now this is number 10, Lego First Order's Heavy Scout, and it's a vehicle that not many fans might recognize at first because, well, it never actually appeared in the movies. Imagine that, a Lego set based on something that never even made the final cut. To be honest, as weird as it is, it'd be kind of cool having it because it's something that was never in the movie and it's like a fan creation at that point. Now let's talk about Lego Scala 3121. Now let's just imagine Lego trying to win over young girls with the Scala theme. They thought, hey, let's appeal to the Barbie fans out there, right? Who wouldn't want that? The theme didn't last long on store shelves, and here's the kicker. Set 3121 called Summer Day Out had this figure named Baby Thomas. And oh boy, those eyes. I'm just gonna move on from that. This is Lego Nestle Nesquik Bunny. Nestle's beloved bunny mascot made an exclusive appearance in 3 polybag sets from 2001 all the way up to 2003. Only 2 years. Can you believe it? And look, he played different roles like a racer, driver, and even a movie star. But again, here's the kicker, and you better be prepared for this. Under that adorable rabbit headpiece lies a face that might give you a fright. Coming in at number 7 is the Lego Gladiator. Gladiator, the theme that has gone down in Lego history as one of the worst ever. I don't know why Lego would make sets when stuff doesn't do good. But anyways, yep, I'm not kidding. Some folks say that it's so bad that it's almost legendary. Now time for Lego Snap. Lego's attempt to compete with Kinex. But let's be real here, these sets were a bit out there when it comes to, everything. They only had 19 sets in total, and they were around for just about a year. Business Insider even said that Snap almost ruined the Lego company entirely, along with some other unpopular themes from that era. The pieces in the sets were just so different from familiar Lego bricks that we all know and love, it was just too out there for no reason. But finally, we've made it. We're now getting into the top 5, and at number 5, it's the Lego Time Cruisers. And look, Lego took a bold step with the Time Cruisers theme. Their one and only time travel theme. The story was all about the time cruisers facing off against the time twisters, and they were zipping through various periods of time. I mean, makes sense. I'm saying time a lot of times right now. Look at that. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? But here's the twist. Instead of focusing on where the minifigs were going, the sets were all about the vehicles, labs, and machines for time travel. It would have been super cool to see them visit ancient Greece or ancient Rome, but hey, maybe Lego will bring that idea back someday. But let's move on to number 4, which is the Lego Buildable Batman. Lego took quite a leap into creating buildable action figures, but unfortunately, this one doesn't quite hit the superhero landing like Batman would. Batman, the Dark Knight himself, is sporting an outfit that looks more like something Jean Paul Valley would wear, not Bruce Wayne. Those spiky bits and the double-bladed tentacle sword give him like a whole new vibe. And it's not necessarily the iconic Batman that we all know and love. This doesn't look like Batman. Does it look like Batman to you? Not really. And number 3 is the Lego Record and Play. What the hell is this supposed to be? Now, don't get us wrong, they aimed high by blending audio technology and Lego, but come on, seriously, what in the world is this thing? Is it a bug? An angry frog? Maybe some freaky hybrid of the two with recording powers? Your guess is as good as ours, because I don't know. This was absolutely bewildering from Lego, and I don't think it made a lot of money. I mean, did you buy this thing? Probably not. Coming in at number 2 is Lego Iron Man vs. the Mandarin Ultimate Showdown. When they say Ultimate Showdown, they must mean between the Lego designers and accuracy, not the actual Lego set minifigures fighting or whatever it may be. Because the Lego Mandarin looks more like Fidel Castro than the iconic character that we know, and don't even get me started on the bizarre car he's driving. It's almost like a vacuum cleaner got frisky with a go-kart. Yeah, this is a very interesting design coming out of Lego. Big, bold play because I don't know who they thought was gonna buy this thing. I mean, not an ultimate showdown with this thing. And now finally, at number 1, it's Lego Space Station, which wins the prize for pure weirdness. I mean, seriously, who came up with this one? Were they channeling some trippy Beatles album or Captain Beefheart's mind-bending tunes? We may never know. We genuinely may never know. But what we do know is that this set is out of this world strange. Anyways, so which Lego set did you find the weirdest? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you did enjoy that or you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And click this video if you want to see more stuff. Why not? Do it now and subscribe.